When it comes to Pyromancer, I would say that the opinions are mixed. A lot of people say she sucks, and I think that that is probably a valid position. However, there is always a small group of people who you actually never see playing Pyromancer that say she is the highest DPS career in the game, the most versatile career in the game, the best career in the game. You've just got to get good, you just need the right build, you just need to understand how to play her. So, basically, Pyromancer is kind of like modern art. You look at it and you go, oh, well, this sucks. It's just a trash can painted in leopard print. However, then people who are much more sophisticated than you come along and point out that, in fact, it is not the leopard print trash can that sucks. It is actually you that sucks. See, what you have failed to realize is that you are just too uncultured, too uneducated to realize that the trash can is actually a masterpiece and deserves to be displayed amongst the finest works of art ever conceived. And that's basically Pyro. You play her, and at first she seems crap, but you are assured by the connoisseurs, by the true epic gamers, that you just suck at the game, and you need to get good to truly appreciate this leopard print trash can. So, let's see if we can get good. Let's see if we can do a build. Let's see if we can transcend the leopard print trash can and rise to the level of DPS Rembrandt that we know that we can. So, let's get into the video. Make sure that you stick around to the end of the video, as at the end I will be showing 11 photos of my cat in a collage type format. So very big stuff, very exciting stuff, and I can guarantee you that no other channel on YouTube even has access to 11 photos of my cat, let alone is putting them in videos. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, Pyro, let's take a look. Now, I've been running Pyro non-stop to make this video, and I have come to the conclusion that the connoisseurs, they're correct, in that she is absolutely highest DPS capable career in this game. This build will enable you to be a green circle demigod. However, the downside is she is an absolute glass cannon. She has the lowest base health numbers in the game, no damage reduction talents, no defensive weapons, and no tricky stuff like invisibility, crazy dodges, dodge distance, whatever. I tried to mitigate her squishiness, but there is no real way around it without severely limiting your DPS, and that is never an option. So we build for DPS, we die like men. This build, you can put out some insane damage numbers, but if you're anything like me, you're going to die a lot. So, you know, while you're getting used to playing her. So anyway, I did die a lot, but now I'm a DPS master. My apologies to any of the lobbies that I was sucking in. And also shout out to the guy I was playing with who wanted me to shout out his frog. So shout out to the frog. He sounded like a very nice frog, a respectable frog. So let's have a look at talents. We're going to go. Critical Mass is our passive talent, and Critical Mass is 6% crit chance per 6 overcharge, stacks up to 5 times 30% max. So basically 30% crit, plus she has her 5% inherent crit. So every character basically has a 5% inherent crit as standard. So that's 35%. Plus we're going to put 5 on the trinket, plus 5 on the weapon, plus 10 from spirit casting talent, and we have a maximum of 55% crit chance. And we can be, it's pretty good. 55%, that's crazy. I mean, crits go through armor, they do increase stagger, they do a lot of stuff. So pair this with the Witch Hunter Captain, who can give you another 25% on his ult. You could even pair it with a Huntsman, who can give you 5% from his passive, and you can even get to 85% crit chance at times. So that is pretty hectic, pretty neat, pretty cool. Her ult, let's have a look at her ult. Her ult, we have the Burning Head. Sienna unleashes a fire projectile that seeks out foes. What is it? It's a head. It shoots stuff. It's basically a lesser version of the Else ult. What has it got? 60-second cooldown. It gets a lot of hate for being sort of unguided and not doing much damage, which I guess is true. You can aim it. If you hold down F, it does aim, which is cool, I guess. And if it crits, it does more damage, but I mean, those things are sort of true. It is relatively unremarkable, but when it works, it works. Like, you know, you can take out basically a whole plague monk pack with the push of a button, so that's epic. Taking out specials from around corners, that's pretty epic. Taking out like 3 specials at once, that's pretty epic. So, I mean, it has its advantages. Is it the best ult in the game? No. Is it okay? Yes. It's fine. Moving on. So then her perks, let's have a look. So, oh wait, her 1 perk, increased range damage by 10%. What did he do? Fantastic. All right, talents, let's have a look at talents. Level 5, we're gonna run Sparksmith. Damaging multiple enemies in 1 swing, grants THP. Take this, why? Because I said so. And we're gonna get a lot of THP with this. Both weapons use it, it's a given. Moving on. Level 10, we go Spirit Casting. That's going to boost our crit chance by a further 10%. Boost crit chance by a further 10% while above 80% health. Now, you might say, but that sounds like it will be hard to maintain. It's actually not. We got a low base health. Also, the health also counts THP. So your temporary health is also counted. We can generate a lot of THP with our low base health and with our level 30 talent. So that's great. We're going to pick that. It's going to be very, very easy to maintain that additional 10%. And that means that we're now at 45% crit chance before we've even had a look at weapons. So that's nice. That's hectic. Let's get into it. Level 15, enhanced power. We take this because it enhances our power and it has a clear and descriptive name, as opposed to these bloody quagmires. Mainstay. What does it even mean? No, seriously. We take enhanced power. It boosts our fire damage, our stagger, our cleave, crit, all that good stuff. We need it. Trust me. Level 20. We're going to go 1 with the flame, which is going to give us an additional 10% attack speed on high charge. Now, if you haven't figured out by now, basically that's going to be what we're going to be doing. We're going to be dancing with the devil at that high overcharge mark. So basic strat, cast spells to get to high overcharge, then beat people up until it recedes, then repeat. So 10% attack speed plus swift slaying. So we're at 30%. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but I think that's 30%. And they were always going to be up. Swift Slaying is going to be up. That 10% is going to be up because we're dancing with the devil at that high overcharge mark, right? Combine that with our super high crit chance, and, we are really starting to brew a real spicy meatball here, right? So, you with me? You following? Let's roll. Also, on level 20, let's have a look. Oh, wait, no, we're already at level 20. I mean, level 20... some of her probably her most interesting talent, I would say, is definitely Dissipation, which, what does it give? It gives free spell casting after killing a special. Now, this is an awesome talent. It's just not consistent. So basically, it's only viable on the higher difficulties. It's like Cata and, Legend to a certain degree, because you need a lot of specials. But even on those difficulties, it can sort of be ruined by if you've got a real energetic little elf down there, or a real energetic little huntsman who just runs around and just kills javelins every single special before you even see them. You can't take advantage of it. And yeah, so that's why we don't pick that. And then the other one that we got there is, to take advantage of that on the precipice, you need to be over 75% overcharge. And then, of course, you only get a 15% increase to your range damage, which means that you only get an increase to range, which means that you have to keep firing or casting, which basically puts you closer and closer to exploding. So, I mean, that is a spicy game of Russian roulette with the grand prize of 15% range power that I just do not think is worth it. So, anyway, get the attack speed, crack some skulls. Where are we? Level 25, and this is mainly why people hate on the Pyro, because if you want to play her how she wants to be played, i.e. high overcharge, you only really have the option of Volan's Doctrine, which removes your overcharge debuffs. If you didn't know, at 65% overcharge without Volan's Doctrine, you will get hit with a 15% attack speed debuff, and at 80%, you get hit with a 25% attack speed debuff, 15% movement speed debuff, and a 15% dodge distance debuff. Now that sucks. And basically it totally negates any benefit from the crits and the other talents and all that. So we need Volans. So it basically wipes out her level 25 talent tier list thingamajig. So that sucks. Anyway, we don't care. Level 30, we're going to go the Bonded Flame. That's going to give us, as I said earlier, it's going to give us 35% temp health. 35% temp health? No, just 35 temp health. And this is going to help us stay alive. It's going to help us keep up spirit casting. Going to keep us alive. Blazing Echo certainly is fun, but again, not really consistent. We have enough DPS. We've already got enough RNG in this build. We don't really need any more. Exhaust could be good, but it's not. You see, the problem with Exhaust is you can't use it once you actually hit max overcharge. If you could hit max overcharge and then hit Exhaust, preventing you from blowing up, that would be great. But basically, as it currently stands, you need to tactically use it before you hit max overcharge, which sort of negates its usefulness because it means that you're already effectively managing your overcharge. So I don't see... I mean, you could use it if you were just a full casting build and you just wanted to cast, hit exhaust, boom, then cast again. But, we're not doing that. It's a melee game. We want to crack skulls. All right, so let's have a look at the loadout. Now, when it comes to loadout, I'm actually going to roll 2 different loadouts, okay? So a melee weapon and a staff and 2 sets, right? Wow, revolutionary. First off, it's going to be Flaming Flail and the Coruscation Staff. I'm running stamina and block cost for the property. Stamina, as it has a base stamina of 3, and you will utilize push attacks quite frequently. So the extra stamina is good, keeps us alive, keeps us from running out. Most certainly you can get rid of the stamina. If I was going to put anything on there, I would put crit chance or even attack speed, whatever, one of those two. You could most certainly do that if you find that you're not running out of stamina. But yeah, block cost, of course, block cost, and then of course Swift Slaying. Swift Slaying, of course, you're never gonna run Pyro without putting Swift Slaying on one of your weapons. As I said, that's going to give us, it's going to be up all the time. We're going to get 30% attack speed. It's going to be epic. Flail is an absolutely epic weapon. It's probably her safest weapon to use. And if you want to use it effectively, you need the right combos. I would recommend watching the Party Nice video in this. I think it's called Sienna Melee Mechanics or something. Anyway, just give it a search. He goes into it and in a lot more detail than I definitely will do in this video. Basically, all we need to know though is heavy 1 with a crit. That's going to stagger Chaos Warriors out of attacks. Just has, with that crit, it's just got immense stagger power. The only other interesting thing, Heavy 2 is kind of like treated like a projectile in this game. It's a sort of sideways attack that has a very, very high amount of cleave. Interestingly, it gets blocked by walls, just like projectiles. If you didn't know, you can attack through walls. So spam light attacks through walls. And if you didn't know you could attack through walls, attack through walls. Make sure you do. Hot tip, pro tip coming from me. Staff, we're going to go Coruscation, 10% infantry, 5% crit chance. We also have crit chance on the trinket, so that's another 5. So anyone paying attention, all those mathematicians in the crowd, our 45 has now gone up to 55 when it comes to the staff. We're going to have that consistently. That's pretty dang good. And we're going to use basically the coruscation, put pyres up. When a horde spawns in, you want to chuck a couple of pyres up at the entry points. But for the main part, we're going to be using it for the shotgun blast. The shotgun blast, even without a crit, huge damage, very, very good. With the crit, it's going to one-shot basically everything bar Chaos Warriors on Cata. The only problem with the shotgun blast is it chews up that overcharge meter like it ain't nobody's business. However, that's why we run Heat Sink on it. Heat Sink is going to mean that we get a refund on the crit. We're going to crit all the time, which means we're going to be able to spam that bad boy all day long. Beautiful. Equipment, necklace, standard stuff. You've seen it all before. I tried Nat Bond. I tried Boon of Shalia. I tried swapping health for stamina. But in my opinion, tried and tested, this is still the best setup for the survivability. When we get to the charm, we're going to go Chaos. We're going to go Skaven. They're pretty self-explanatory, pretty standard stuff, running Chaos, Skaven, and Infantry, the holy trio. And then when it comes down to the trait, we're going to run Proxy. Now, you should always run Proxy. Why? Because you don't do any team support whatsoever. And so, here's your team support. Run Proxy. And maybe if you run Proxy and you give everyone their ults back and everything else, that your team may forgive you for dying and having to res your weak ass every 2 seconds. Now, as I said before, an alternative version, what we're going to do is we're going to swap the flail for the one-handed sword. Now, for the properties, we're going to go block cost, we're going to go crit power. Now, I hear what you're saying. Crit power is normally trash, and I would agree with you. However, the sword has a very high finesse multiplier, which means that when it crits like a madman. So, we're going to put the crit power on the sword, we're going to put the crit power on the charm, and what that is going to do with that finesse multiplier is give us some ungodly crits that are going to do absolutely insane damage. Headshots with this bad boy with a good crit is absolutely insane, and we're going to be running so fast, so we're going to be able to pump those bad boys out at an absolutely insane manner. Now, it is a lot less safe than the Flaming Flail, because it does not have the same sort of stagger amounts, but it is absolutely crazy how much you can just slice and dice through a horde, especially when it comes to unarmored. That is the sort of only sort of weak point with the one-handed sword, is that armored is its weak point. However, crits don't care about armor, they cut through armor, and we're going to be critting like crazy, so it doesn't matter too much. Staff with this one, we're going to run Bolt, and of course, we're also going to go crit power, we're going to go crit chance again. Now, why do we go crit power again for this? Well, for the same reason, because of that finesse, because of that modifier. As you can see, that 40% crit power with a headshot, with the right headshot and a crit on Cata will one-shot Chaos Warriors with a good headshot with a fully charged bolt. Now, be aware that is a fully charged bolt. The bolt staff has 3 levels of charge and also a stack of Hunter. However, Hunter is so easy to get out because all you have to do is that left-click spam into a horde or a single enemy, and boom, you've guaranteed Hunter up. So that's when stuff with this build, this actual sort of iteration of this build starts to get absolutely wild. If you have that 25% from Hunter plus a Witch Hunter Captain tag, the amount of damage that you do is just so insane. Is it overkill? Absolutely. Is it fun? Yes. Is it worth it? I don't know. Let's do it though anyway. And And then when we get to the charm, as I said before, we're going to run crit power and we're going to run infantry. Now, why wouldn't we run armor? You can put armor on there if you want, but infantry, it's just sort of fun to have that extra. Most of the things you kill are going to be classified as infantry, so it's just sort of fun to be able to choose from a little bit easier, but it also helps with your ranged, but it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Whatever. Put armor. Do whatever you want. Make yourself happy. It's up to you. And there you go. There you have it. Welcome to DPS City, baby. As I said, this build, very, very high damage numbers. But as I said, you're dancing with the devil. You're dancing with that overcharged devil all the time in the pale moonlight, and you're playing Russian roulette with that overcharge strapped to the side of your head at all times. And so it is high risk, but it is high reward. If that's your thing, then get on board and, show your skills. Show that you're a good gamer, that you have gotten good, okay? And that you can dance with the devil in the pale moonlight and be rewarded for it. So that's it. That's the end of the video. However, let me get to the thing that everyone has been waiting for, the 11 photos of my cat. Boom. There you go. Here he is. From a baby to a successful young man. As I said, nowhere else on the internet will you find photos of my cat apart from here. So if you want more photos of my cat, if you want photos of anything ever, if you want Vermintide content, if you want other content, I don't know, stay around, stick around, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. To anyone who actually has subscribed, first of all, I'm shocked. Second of all, I'm actually, very appreciative. I'm nearly at 1,000 subs, which I think is absolutely mental. I would have been happy with 1,000 views to a video, let alone 1,000 subs. I have been away for a bit. It's been a hiatus, a sabbatical, but I'm back. And I'm going to be doing more Vermintide. I have not changed playing. I have not started playing a new game. I never will, ever. They will have to pry Vermintide from my cold, dead fingers. And so I'll be back. There's a lot more to do. We got Sienna, new career. We got Trailer Treachery 2. There's a lot going on, so stick around. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.